I have several bills that carry over as my time as a prosecutor. The Rule of 31, essentially Indiana law sets out currently that once a victim of 5 or 6 child sex crimes reaches the age of 31, the state law bars prosecution for those crimes. In my experience, those crimes are often very hard to prove, but when there is evidence, I believe prosecutors, courts, defense attorneys ought to be able to figure that out just as they are any other crime. The regular statute of limitations still applies. However, current law bars prosecution in just a few cases. This bill changes that. It allows prosecution where there's proper evidence, and I think that what we know about child sex crimes is that oftentimes victims handle it very differently. Oftentimes it takes them months, years, in some cases decades to figure out what's happened to them, how to respond to it, and then oftentimes they delay reporting. This accounts for that very difficult decision to come forward when you've been the victim of a crime, and takes away an additional burden that we have placed on victims once they reach the age of 31. In Evansville, where I'm from, we've had a rash of really horrible animal crimes, abuse to animals and to service animals. And so what a bill proposes to do is to increase the penalties for those who hurt our animals. What we know is there's a strong correlation between folks who are willing to hurt animals and willing to hurt people. And so this bill takes crimes that have long been misdemeanors and slap on the wrist and adds some teeth to it, raises the penalties to it, makes it a felony, which I think will be important not only to protect our animals but to protect people. I also have a Victims' Bill of Rights, again from my time as a prosecutor, that lays out that in the state of Indiana we're going to protect victims when they've gone through terrible situations, oftentimes traumatized by crime, and it's important to protect these folks. It's vitally important that we continue to protect the rights of criminal defendants, but in the state of Indiana it's time that we recognize that victims have gone through oftentimes terrible situations. We're going to protect those folks too.